Kungaloosh, and welcome back, adventurers. If you watched my previous 9 episodes, it was probably pretty apparent that I didn't like the National Treasure TV series very much. So today I thought I would show you 5 adventure shows that are actually good. This is not intended to be a full review of these shows, I'll do that later. This is more of a sampler of some of the better adventure series out there. So, in no particular order, here we go.
As a world-class archaeologist, Sydney Fox knows what she wants.
You can't just barge in here.
It's a big shower.
It's not that big.
I don't take up that much room.
As a master of martial arts, she knows how to get it. Now she's on the trail of the world's most priceless treasures.
This is it.
Tia Carrere
I think I'm gonna like this job.
is the Relic Hunter.
Relic Hunter was a Canadian TV series that ran in first-run syndication from 1999 to 2002. When I first heard the title Relic Hunter, my initial thought was somebody opened up a thesaurus and just looked up Tomb Raider. And yes, this show was clearly conceived to cash in on the popularity of Tomb Raider at the time. Keep in mind, 1999 was only 3 years after Tomb Raider first released. But don't dismiss it because of that. This is actually its own show. It's not a straight-up ripoff, and it's a lot of fun. Tia Carrere plays Sydney Fox, professor of ancient studies at Trinity College. In the first episode, she gets a new assistant, linguistic expert Nigel Bailey, played by Christian Anholt. Nigel is the resident fish out of water, and the source of a lot of the comic relief.
Do you mean to say that you're actually going to? I mean, now, travelling for the purpose of...
It's like Lumbini?
She is.
Lumbini Gardens, Nepal.
Really?
And so are you.
They also have a ditzy secretary, Claudia, who handles logistics from the college campus. Claudia is played by Lindy Booth, who you may recognize from a few other adventure series. She played Cassandra in The Librarians, and she's appeared in at least 2 other adventure shows. Most episodes start off with a flashback, introducing a relic they'll be searching for before returning to the university where Sydney or Nigel are usually approached by someone who wants them to find the artifact. The intro may sound repetitive, but the episodes themselves are never so formulaic. Like a lot of shows, it takes a little time to find its feet. Of the first 6 episodes, half of them send Sydney after items that are a little less conventional. Things like Al Capone's pistol or Elvis Presley's lost guitar. They're not bad episodes, but it's just not the kind of item that you'd typically expect for this kind of show. After that, though, it's smooth sailing. Right up until the 3rd season ends on an unresolved cliffhanger. Still, though, you get 3 solid seasons of one of the most enjoyable adventure shows on TV. Relic Hunter is currently free to stream just about everywhere. You can watch it for free on Tubi and Vudu. You can watch it on Amazon. I believe you can watch it free on YouTube, even.
And pursue the high road to adventure.
Come on, baby.
Join Jake Cutter, a pilot with nerves of steel.
Give it up!
Thirst for danger. He's a reckless soldier of fortune.
You fight him, Jack!
And a persuasive charmer.
Come on! Before we all die!
Jake! Oh, no!
Defying death with every fall. Legendary mysteries deep in the South Pacific plunge Jake Cutter into a whirlpool of action and intrigue.
Jack!
A brand new series of daring and courage. The Gold Monkey, Wednesdays this fall.
Tales of the Gold Monkey was one of the many adventure TV shows and movies to follow in the wake of Raiders of the Lost Ark. It originally aired on ABC in 1982. It takes place in the late 30s on the fictional South Pacific island of Bora Bora, a den of riffraff, smugglers, and spies. Stephen Collins stars as Jake Cutter, a scoundrel pilot who runs an air freight service using his Grumman Goose with the help of his mechanic, Corky, played by the late, great Jeff McKay, and his one-eyed dog, Jack. Caitlin O'Heaney plays Jake's love interest, Sarah Stickney White. She is the lounge singer of the Monkey Bar, the local dive, and is also a spy for the U.S. government. The Monkey Bar is the unofficial capital of the island and is run by the local French magistrate, Bonchance Louis, played by Roddy McDowall. The antagonist consists of the femme fatale Japanese princess Koji, her samurai bodyguard Toro, and the local reverend who's really a womanizing Nazi spy. This is one of those shows that just oozes 80s atmosphere, for better and for worse. It's cheesy but charming, and although not every episode is gold, there are more good episodes than bad, and a couple episodes are truly excellent. This also inspired a couple of other notable shows, Tailspin, which is one of my childhood favorites, and Season 9 of Archer. Keep in mind, this show is over 40 years old now, so there are some downsides. First off, this is not available to stream anywhere. There is a DVD set available from Shout Factory, and it can be had pretty inexpensively. But it hasn't been remastered in any way. So the picture isn't great, the sound is the original mono, and there are no subtitles, so it can sometimes be a little hard to hear what's going on. But if you can get past that, there's a lot of fun to be had with this show. I hate to be this guy, but before we continue, if you would, pretty please, like the video and subscribe to the channel. Right now, subscribing is the biggest way you can help me make new content. It really does help me out, despite the fact that I feel like a whore asking like this.
Egypt.
Take a sarcophagus.
Monte Carlo.
This is a treasure hunt. I need your help.
Why do you need me?
I need someone who thinks like a criminal.
Rome.
Mixed up with a criminal who's already broken your heart once. She's the devil.
Casablanca. This May, adventure is all over the map.
I'm wearing a stone suit, colluding with the mob.
You're the one who came to me, the criminal.
I was warned she was the devil, but I didn't listen.
The devil can hear you, you know.
Blood and Treasure premieres Tuesday, May 21st.
Blood and Treasure is the most recent show on this list. It aired on CBS in 2019. It begins with Dr. Ana Castillo, who discovers the tomb of Mark Antony and Cleopatra VII, only to find that Cleopatra's sarcophagus is missing, and in its place there are dead bodies of World War II-era Germans, one of which is wearing the emblem of a secret society. Terrorists, led by Karim Farouk, abduct Dr. Castillo and kill the rest of her team, blowing up the tomb as they escape, causing international outrage. The terrorist leader, Karim Farouk, is played by everyone's favorite Magi, Oded Fehr. Danny McNamara, played by Matt Barr, is a lawyer, antiquities expert, and former FBI agent. He was also Dr. Castillo's protege, so he recruits an art thief and old flame, Lexi Vaziri, played by Sophia Pernas, to help him rescue Dr. Castillo and recover the remains of Antony and Cleopatra. Unlike the other shows I've mentioned on this list, this one is less episodic. So it's got a story arc that spans the entire season that jumps back and forth between past and present. It's really well made and filmed on location in places like Rome, Venice, Marrakesh, and Tangier. Although it includes more serious topics like terrorism, it never gets political, and it never takes itself too seriously. There are little winks here and there.
They're digging in the wrong place.
Yeah, that's what I just... Oh, God, is that from some movie?
Just forget it.
If you explain it to me, I'll pretend to find it funny.
Nope, moment's gone.
Blood and Treasure was renewed for a second season, which aired exclusively on Paramount+. After which, it was cancelled, sadly. Still, it's very much worth watching. You can watch the first season on Amazon, and both seasons on Paramount+.
A father and son searching for ancient secrets.
It's a code.
But when the stakes are unlimited power and wealth, who can you trust?
I can do this.
And who would you sacrifice?
I'm sorry, son. No!
Veritas: The Quest. Premiering Super Monday at 8/7 Central on ABC.
Veritas: The Quest originally aired in 2003 on ABC and later on the Sci-Fi Channel. Nico Zond is a young child who witnesses his mother's mysterious disappearance from an archaeological dig site. 10 years later, Nico is a teenage shithead, but I repeat myself. Nico is picked up by his estranged father after being expelled from another boarding school when they are attacked by a mysterious group. Nico's father, Solomon, repels the attack with the help of his team.
Whoa!
They arrive at the headquarters of the Veritas Foundation, run by Solomon Zahn, but funded by an anonymous and secretive donor. Solomon believes that his wife was on the cusp of discovering something groundbreaking when she vanished, and has been obsessed with continuing her work ever since. Their missions take the team across the globe to destinations like Paris, Antarctica, Tibet, and Nova Scotia. The team's security specialist and resident warrior monk is someone you might recognize, a certain High Priest of Osiris. Now for the bad news. This show was cancelled by ABC after only 4 episodes had aired, even though 13 episodes had been made at that point. Later on, all of the episodes would be broadcast on the Sci-Fi Channel and internationally. And it's a good thing they did, because that's basically the only reason we can watch it now. Because as it turns out, there is no way to watch this show through official channels. It's not streaming anywhere, and there has never been a home media release. The only reason we can watch it is because someone DVR'd it when it ran on Sci-Fi Channel, and they've put it online for us to watch. The worst thing about having to watch the show this way is the quality. It's bad. Like 240p bad. I was lucky enough to find it somewhere in glorious 360p, but even that isn't even DVD quality. However, if you can deal with that, and that's a big ask, I know, you can experience one of the best adventure shows I've seen. It's really too bad it didn't go on for longer, because it hints at some really interesting directions, and I'm so curious what they would have done with the show. Still, the 13 episodes we have are a great ride.
You know how many treasure maps I follow? They don't tend to end well.
She's a lady.
What the hell is going on here?
He is just shady.
Alex!
Together, they're dynamite.
It's okay. I'm an archaeologist.
Take cover!
Everyone has the right to be stupid, Mr. Hooten, but you really abuse authority.
Hooten and the Lady. Summer premiere, Thursday, July 13th on the CW.
Another recent TV series, Hooten and the Lady, was a joint British-American production that aired on Sky One in the UK in the fall of 2016 and on the CW in the US in the summer of 2017. Ophelia Lovibond plays Lady Alexandra Lindo Parker, who is a curator for the British Museum. She claims she can find Percy Fawcett's lost Amazon expedition in time for a big museum event, thereby preventing cuts to the museum's budget. Michael Landis plays Hooten, just Hooten, an American treasure hunter and all-around rascal. Through a series of misunderstandings, they both end up as captives of an Amazonian native tribe and escape together in Alexandra's boat. Forced to work together, they discover Percy Fawcett's camp, along with the remains of Fawcett himself.
Something in his hand.
I think it's a map. I think this is telling us where the lost city is. So then we would be the first people there.
What do you mean, we? How did we become a we? You can't just take someone and turn them into a we without their permission.
I'm giving you the opportunity to discover the lost city of gold.
Yeah, and if we find it, what's my cut?
10%.
50-50, straight down the middle.
I have first choice for anything with historical or cultural significance.
I have first choice of anything that looks easy to melt down into money.
They decide to find the lost city, but they run into some unexpected opposition along the way. When it's all said and done, they decide that they make a good enough team to keep working together. And we also learn that Hooten may not be quite as selfish as he seems. This show also did a lot of on-location shooting in places like London, Rome, Moscow, and Cambodia. Unfortunately, this only got 1 season, and in true British TV fashion, there's only 8 episodes. They're all great episodes, though. The bad news is, this is not the easiest show to find in the US. All of the DVD and Blu-ray releases are region-coded for Europe. You can buy it digitally on Amazon UK, but I don't know if it's watchable in the US. I haven't jumped on that grenade yet to find out. So right now, the only place to stream it is DirecTV and on the Ovation TV website. Now, in the spirit of full disclosure, I made a list of every adventure show I could think of. And frankly, I think every single one of them is better than National Treasure. You could throw a dart blindfolded and you're guaranteed to hit a better show. So the bar isn't exactly high. But despite that, I think these 5 shows are worth your time. I don't think they'll let you down. You let me know in the comments what you think of my choices. And until next time, fortune and glory, my friends.